Okay, so today we're going to talk about the mortise and tenon joint, and we're going to lay out, we've got our table leg here. We're going to be putting a mortise and tenon in here, and the leg, we'll get the mortise, and of course we'll put a tenon on the rails so that we can join these two pieces together. And I'm just going to show you the layout. Now we've got our building plan right here, and as we read our plan, we see that the actual mortise is calling for a 1/4 inch by 2 inch mortise up top and a 1/4 inch by 2.5 inch mortise down at the bottom, and it's positioned at a 1/4 inch from the end, 2 inches down, and then the lower mortise is 10 3/4. So we're going to lay this out. So first off, I'm going to put my rule up here, and we're going to mark at a 1/4 inch. And then we're going to come down, since that's a 2 inch long mortise, at 2 1/4 inches and make our mark there. And then from the top, we're 10 3/4 inch down, and then another 2.5. So 1, 2, 2.5 inch. Now I have made my marks. That's going to basically put me where I want to be for my different mortises. So I'm going to get a square, take your square, and then scribe your line, line it up so that you can scribe your lines across here, because we're basically going to box these in as we go through to lay this out. So there I have that. Now we want to find center line. So our piece is 1 3/4 inch. So half of 1 3/4 is 7/8. So I'm going to make a mark now at 7/8 for my center line. And of course, since it's a 1/4 inch mortise, I want to come 1/8 inch off of that center line on both sides. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. So, all right, so I'm going to draw the center line. Go ahead and pan in close here on me as I do this. So we've got our center line here. Now the center line is important because that's where I'm going to drill my holes at. And here, again, 1/8 inch off of both of these. Here's where my first mortise is going to be at in here off of center. So I'll come in and I'll drill out some holes with a Forstner bit there for that one. Now let's go down to this lower one. Do the same thing. So we're going to come in, we're going to find our center line, which is at 7/8, and make a tick mark 1/8 inch off of both of those. So I'm making a tick mark basically at 3/4, 7/8, and 1 inch from the edge. Come back, scribe your center line, scribe the outside edges of your mortise. So this area here will be cut out. This area here will be cut out. Those create the mortises for the tenon for my rail to go in to make the joining. Now, since this is a table leg, we're going to do it on this side and one of the other sides so that we have the two sides, and then the other two sides are going to be kept clean. So that's a basic layout for our mortise. Next, we'll take a drill and we'll drill those out so that you can see how that mortise will take shape.